Nearly 6 months ago, on June 23, 2025, the Doors developers released this announcement. Although it was released as a part of the teasers for the Outdoors update, the content in the announcement had nothing to do with the subfloor. The announcement reveals that the provided image showcases a handful of scrapped items for the game. Scrapped items that look incredibly odd. From a purple glowing stick to a literal drone, a completely random series of objects were presented. And at the time this image was released, nobody really knew what each item was meant to do. This led to these items, and this teaser as a whole, being considered one of the most mysterious pieces of media in the entire game. 6 months later, however, we have been slowly drip-fed clues as to what these items were actually meant for, and that's what I want to discuss today. You see, with Doors updating a whole lot more frequently, there's a decent chance these items could actually be added to the game, meaning this image acts as a snapshot to the game's future updates. I'm going to reveal to you guys the true meaning of this mysterious teaser, and determine once and for all not only how these items would work, but also when they could possibly be added to the game. We have a lot to discuss today. So, with all of that being said, let's begin. Alright, let's start with the basics. If you were intelligent, you may have been able to spot that one of the items teased in the image actually wasn't fully scrapped, and that is the candy bag. This purple bag with a skull icon was originally not in-game like the other items in the image, and at the time the teaser released, we had no clue as to how it would function. However, in the Halloween 2025 event, this item was actually added to the game as a part of the Trick or Treat game mode. In the game mode, the candy bag could somewhat uncommonly be found throughout the map, and using it would give the player an assortment of random candy items they could use in their playthrough. This item was originally thought to forever be scrapped from the game. However, its revitalization in the Halloween event means all the other items from this teaser could also be re-implemented. So if that was the case, how would they function? Well, fortunately, one of these items had their official functionality revealed by a member of the development team. A while back, an associate of the developer team revealed how the purple stick item would work. Now, this item has historically been very difficult to decipher meaning out of. It resembles the debug stick from Minecraft, yet the item's functionality in Minecraft wouldn't exactly translate well into Doors. Fortunately, the associate actually revealed that this item was not actually a debug stick, but rather a knockback stick, another popular item from Minecraft. The knockback stick would have flung any player who was hit with it a crazy distance. Now, based on that description, it's almost guaranteed that this item was meant for battle mode, which as you probably know was focused on PvP combat. The knockback stick was likely scrapped as other items in the game, such as the knock bomb and the more recently added boxing gloves, fulfilled this exact same role, essentially making this item useless. Out of all these mysterious items that were teased, the knockback stick is most likely to be permanently removed, simply because it has no actual place in battle mode anymore. However, where it fails in usefulness, much like the average battle mode tryhard, the knockback stick does reveal to us something crucial about the rest of these mysterious teased items. These were all likely related to battle mode. The game mode has a ton of wacky items, and given how the ones here look very out of place in Doors' normal gameplay loop, it's likely the more PvP-centric gameplay of battle mode is what they were intended for. This means that when looking at the other items, it should be expected that they were all intended for battle mode, meaning if they were to be re-implemented, they'd be present in that game mode. The candy bag and knockback stick were the only two items with 100% confirmed functionalities. However, we can still decipher what some of the other items would have done based on their design. For example, one item shown is the jar containing a mini version of Rush. Knowing now that these items were intended for battle mode, it's likely this would have just spawned Rush when used. I'm not sure why this was removed. Its functionality seems to really fit the whole gimmick of battle mode. Using Rush to combat opponents is a really cool concept. So I think it's likely it could one day return inside of battle mode if the game mode was ever updated. Additionally, another really easy to decipher item from this teaser based on its appearance is the Holy Hand Grenade. This item not only has a model very similar to the original Holy Hand Grenade item from the 2023 April Fool's event, but there also exists a Holy Handgun Golden Blaster skin that has very similar design features to this scrapped item. Given how this new Holy Hand Grenade would have likely functioned similarly to its April Fool's version, it's likely the item would have worked similarly to the bomb items already present in battle mode. In fact, this was probably why the item was cut from the game. Battle mode already has 2 bomb items, why would a third need to be added? Still, I think it actually wouldn't hurt to add this into the game mode as a super rare weapon more powerful than the big bomb. It's also possible this could just be added as an item skin for one of the bomb items, as battle mode item skins do exist. There are lots of possibilities for this revamped holy hand grenade item, so hopefully it'll be implemented into a future update. The second to last item we have to go over is the drone. Now, for a while, I was stumped as to how this would actually function. However, after giving it some thought, I believe I've cracked what this would do. You see, I think the drone was intended to be the blue shell of battle mode. As I'm sure you've heard at some point in your life, the blue shell is an item in Mario Kart that locks in and targets whoever's in first place, stunning them so players behind can catch up. Given how the drone would obviously fly and how it's intended for battle mode, I believe a similar functionality could have been intended for it. One complaint I've seen a lot with battle mode is how much power whoever in first place has. They have access to all the best items first, and they get the most points as they've always the first to open the doors. It's really hard to overtake them. Having an item like this could be an excellent way to balance that first place position in battle mode rounds, so hopefully if the drone wasn't going to function like a blue shell, it could if it was ever re-implemented into battle mode in a future update. Lastly, the final item revealed in this teaser is the pizza. Now, every single food item indoors has the exact same functionality, with varying degrees of usefulness, and that of course is to heal players. Battle mode already has like 8 different healing items players can obtain. In the likely scenario the pizza would also heal players, no wonder it was cut. It's kind of like what happened to the knockback stick. The pizza was probably removed for doing the same exact thing as other items in the game mode, making it useless. The pizza could be implemented as an item skin for cheese or something, which I think is the more likely route for its fate. Or it could be given a somewhat different functionality and implemented as a unique item into battle mode in a future update. Who knows, maybe it could offer a jump boost rather than a health boost or something. Either way, alongside the knockback stick, I believe the pizza will never see the light of day ever again. Well, would you look at that, we've made it to the end. Nearly 6 months after this teaser was released, we now have proper explanations for most of these mysterious items. And although some will probably be buried in concrete forever, others may actually have a chance of being brought back. I, for one, really like the idea of spawning Rush with the Rush Jar, nuking other players with the Holy Hand Grenade, and demolishing tryhards in first place with the drone. If it does function like a blue shell, at least, I hope it does. I do wish the developers one day add these items back into battle mode, as I think they'd be really cool, and who knows, they might just do it. After all, the candy bag item was taken from this image and re-implemented into the game, so why not the other items? So with all of that being said, let me know in the comments what you think of all this, and thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.